Let's start with a really challenging idea. If you're still hanging out with the same friends you had 5 years ago, you might be failing in life. Now, that sounds harsh, I know, but it points to a core belief in high performance that loyalty to people who are stagnating isn't a virtue, it's a disease, and it's quietly killing your future. This is the whole idea behind a strategy called the isolation protocol, and we are about to break down exactly how it works. All right, so here's the game plan. We're going to walk through the 6 modules of this protocol. We'll kick things off with the very controversial idea of the disease of loyalty, then dive into the dark psychology that keeps people stuck, and finish up with how you can build a whole new high-performance social circle. Okay, Module 1, the disease of loyalty. And yeah, I know exactly what you're thinking. Loyalty? A disease? Come on, we're taught from day one that loyalty is the ultimate virtue. Never abandon your day one friends, right? But what if that's actually terrible advice? Well, this protocol is blunt about it. It argues that this kind of unexamined loyalty is just a romantic lie designed to keep you average. Loyalty to shared mediocrity isn't a virtue at all. It's basically a suicide pact. And it forces you to ask a really tough question. Is your loyalty to your past literally sabotaging your future? This just reframes the whole idea of friendship, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. If your day one crew is still just binge drinking, complaining about their jobs, and showing zero ambition, you're not actually compatible anymore. And that loyalty you feel, well, it might just be a convenient mask for your own fear of growing up and leaving them behind. So it all boils down to this really critical distinction. On one hand, you have loyalty to a shared vision of greatness. That's a virtue that lifts everybody up. But on the other hand, you have loyalty to mediocrity, which is just a fear-based pact to stay stuck together. And as the old saying goes, you just can't fly with eagles if you insist on hanging out with turkeys. So that brings us to Module 2, the psychology of the bucket. And this tackles a really fascinating and kind of painful question. Why would your own friends want to drag you down? I mean, is it pure malice, or is there something else going on entirely? Surprisingly, it's usually not conscious malice. It's actually a well-documented psychological phenomenon called the crab mentality. You've probably heard of it. When one crab tries to climb out of a bucket, the others will literally, physically pull it back down to share their fate. And yeah, humans do the exact same thing. And this table breaks down the 2 ways this sabotage plays out. On the left, you've got crab mentality, which is preventative. They try to stop you while you're still climbing. Then on the right, you have tall poppy syndrome, which is punitive. That's when people try to cut you down after you've already succeeded. But here's the key. Both are rooted in the exact same insecurity. So how can you spot this in your own life? Well, here are the big red flags. When you start leveling up, maybe hitting the gym or building a side hustle, your new discipline holds up a mirror to their inaction. Your success makes them feel insecure. So what do? They mock your diet, they call your new venture a scam, or they just try to pull you back to the bar. Okay, on to Module 3, the 5-person calculation. Now, this is where we usually hear a common objection. But wait, I have a strong mind. I can hang out with them and just resist their influence, right? Well, from a high-performance perspective, that line of thinking is pure arrogance. The legendary coach Dan Pena put it best. Show me your friends, and I will show you your future. The point is, you cannot outwill a toxic environment forever. It will get you eventually. And there's some cold, hard math behind this. You are the direct mathematical average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And this isn't just about money. We're talking about your health, your attitude, your habits, even your stress levels. It's all an average. And this is not just some catchy phrase. This is grounded in neuroscience. Your brain is literally equipped with things called mirror neurons, and their job is to subconsciously absorb the habits, the vocabulary, and the mindset of the people around you. So if you surround yourself with 4 unmotivated people, you are biologically, mathematically guaranteed to become the 5th. Let's get into Module 4, the Lone Wolf Protocol. Now, this is probably the hardest part for most people, because we are terrified of being alone. We automatically associate isolation with depression and loneliness. But what if we're looking at it all wrong? This protocol completely reframes isolation. It sees it as the incubation chamber for greatness. It's a strategy called monk mode, a temporary but intense period where you deliberately cut off all social distractions so you can focus and build something meaningful. The process is built on 3 simple pillars, the 3 I's:
First is introspection, where you get crystal clear on your mission. Second is isolation, where you eliminate all the noise. And third is improvement, where you just relentlessly execute your plan. The real goal here is psychological. You're reprogramming your brain to get validation from your own results, not from cheap praise. But okay, let's pause here because this is really important. This has to come with a major warning. Monk mode is a temporary tool, not a permanent lifestyle. We know from tons of research that extreme, long-term isolation comes with very real psychological dangers, like burnout, social atrophy, and severe loneliness. So this is about a strategic season of focus, not about becoming a hermit. Module 5, the surgical cut. So this brings us to the really practical part. How do you actually do it? Do you need to have some big, dramatic confrontation, or do you just, ghost them? The answer, according to this protocol, is pretty simple. You don't owe anyone a dramatic movie scene. You don't need a big argument. The whole process is about your actions, not a big announcement. You use what's called the method of silent outgrowth. You simply become unavailable for mediocrity. You stop engaging in the group chats that are all about gossip. You stop going to the Friday night parties. You just starve them of your time and attention. Why? Because you're obsessively busy building your own life. You just outgrow them in silence. And of course, eventually, they are going to complain. They'll hit you with the classic, "You've changed." And when they do, that's your cue. You look them right in the eye and say, "Yes, that was the entire point." You reframe their accusation as the ultimate proof that you're winning. And that brings us to the final module, the new hierarchy. This is about the end game. After you've gone through this intense period of isolation and focus, do you just stay a lone wolf forever? Or is there something else on the other side? The isolation phase isn't the destination, it's the bridge. Once you've built that new level of competence or wealth or character, you don't stay alone, you elevate. And the idea is that you naturally start to attract a whole new, higher caliber circle of people. And let me tell you, the conversations in this new circle are fundamentally different. It's a total shift. You go from talking about excuses and gossip to talking about assets, strategy, and legacy. It's a complete change in focus, from complaining about life to actually building one. And that is the ultimate payoff for the temporary pain of isolation. So when you really think about it, maybe the ultimate price of greatness is outgrowing the people who only love the predictable, comfortable version of you. And that leaves us with one final, powerful question that only you can answer. You've cut the cord. Who will you become in this silence?